Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Lost in the Sauce. We're your hosts, Maddie
and Maeve.
Like most college students, we're just trying to figure out life one confusing moment at a time.
Each week, we'll sit down with real students to talk about the pressure, uncertainty, and those what am I doing with my life moments, because none of us really have it all together.
Okay, so today it's just us, no guests. Let's start with some basic get-to-know-you questions. Maeve, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'll start with some basics. My name is Maeve Campbell. I'm from Plymouth, Massachusetts. I'm in the 3+1 Communications program here at Quinnipiac University. My major is Communications and Media Studies, and I have a minor in Business and Entrepreneurship. And this year I'll be graduating with my 3 years of undergrad, and then I'll be moving on to my master's, which will be in business.
Amazing.
Yeah, if you want to do the same.
Yeah, so my name's Maddie Kelly. I'm from Rehoboth, Massachusetts, and I'm also in the 3+1 Media Studies program at Quinnipiac. I also have a minor in sports studies and a second minor in social media strategy, and I plan on getting my master's in sports journalism after I graduate with my bachelor's this spring as well.
Very fun. And just for some context, Maddie and I met freshman year doing student media.
We met at orientation.
We did meet at orientation first,
Yeah.
Actually. We met at orientation, and then we decided to do student media together.
Yes.
We'll talk more about that.
That later.
We've been in a few classes together. She's my comms buddy.
Yes.
But yeah, just as a little background.
Yeah, basically, this podcast it's something that we're doing for our class, but we didn't want to just do something that was just to do it. I think we wanted to make it more meaningful. And me and Maeve specifically, we've always talked about kind of what we want to do after school and what ideas we had going into school and what ideas we have now just about our future. And we always find ourselves just kind of being not necessarily stuck, but just not necessarily certain on what we want to do. And we figured everyone else, or not everyone else, but a lot of other people also feel this way. So we wanted to open that door for conversation, because I know I talk about it with my roommates, you talk about it with yours. It's a scary topic that people don't want to talk about because they want to seem like they have everything going on and under control. But I think opening up that conversation and just being vulnerable is the first step to figuring out what you want to do. So we decided to call it Lost in the Sauce because it's a popular phrase, it's a funny saying, and it's just being lost in the sauce of adulthood, young adulthood, and college life and post-grad life and all that stuff. So we figured that this would be a good topic for our podcast because we definitely feel lost in the sauce sometimes.
Yes, I feel like half of our conversations sometimes are just about what we're gonna do with our life, or what things should I do next, feeling lost. So it was the perfect conversation to have with all of our friends and guests that we'll have on for future episodes. But we can get started with just jumping right into some of the questions we have for this episode. To start, Maddie, if you just heard Lost in the Sauce, if someone said, oh, what does Lost in the Sauce mean to you, what would you say?
Hearing Lost in the Sauce, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. When I think about it, I just think kind of being all over the place and not having good footing on something. But I think it's also funny because it could be taken a little unseriously, which is not everything has to be so serious. And that's why talking about this during a podcast or just having a conversation about being lost in the sauce, it kind of makes it more heartfelt and easier to talk about if you're just referring it as to a silly saying like that.
Yeah. I know we've talked about our podcast with our friends, our professor, and she was worried about lost in the sauce, people thinking, oh, it might be some company pasta or whatever. But honestly, when I hear lost in the sauce, I immediately think of literally being lost in life. So,
yes, yeah.
So I think it's perfect, and I think a lot of our generation and a lot of college students will they'll see our logo, they'll see our page, and really understand just from that what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
Maddie, have you ever felt lost in the sauce during college? I know our whole introduction was saying that we have been, but if you want to give some examples or some background into that.
Yeah, so going into school, I knew when choosing a major for college, I knew, and I was thinking about this last night, what I was going to talk about I knew there was a lot of majors that I didn't necessarily believe I could do, which I know sounds so sad, but like in the medical field, like even like something like businessy, engineering, like all of that like STEM stuff, I really just think like after like my sophomore year of high school, like that just wasn't something that I could like complete like and fulfill like successfully and also like with passion. So at the end of high school, I definitely felt a little lost in the sauce, but I landed on choosing sports journalism, or at least like a sports media path, after I toured Sacred Heart actually, and I saw their newsroom and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then Quinnipiac, I only applied here because I got a free application code.
Me too. That's how a lot of people are.
Yeah, I'm finding that out. That's how one of my suite mates, I actually gave her the code, and then now she lives with me, so it's funny. But yeah, I applied, and then I got into the 3+1 program. My mom was like, that's incredible. I didn't realize the impact of like having a master's after 4 years was back then.
And
but
now,
oh my God, like
so nice.
it's so nice. So I felt lost in the beginning, and then once I was here, it was pretty good. I mean, I like socially, like my freshman year roommate, I had like one of the classic horror stories, so that wasn't great, but I was lucky to find a lot of friends early on and having a friend group early on. So besides that little like living situation issue, socially I felt pretty okay, pretty secure, and I still do. I'm still friends with basically all the girls that I met my freshman year now. Yeah, I mean, like for academically, it definitely comes in waves. Like an hour ago, I was in my ADPR class, felt a little lost about the content, but I think it also aligns with like my confidence in like this career too, because like sometimes I'm super confident in the stuff that I do and sometimes I'm not. But yeah, personally, like overall, I find myself feeling lost a lot of the time, but I think that's just because I get like in my own head.
Me too.
Yeah,
I feel like I constantly need reassurance. Like I think back, like you said, like there's so many career paths that I could have gone into, and then I need to like I constantly reassure myself if I'm overthinking, like no, this is why you chose this. This is why you chose that. So to give background of why I chose comms, in high school I did my school's biomed and engineering program because I thought I was going to go into biomedical engineering.
Wow.
Tell me what, I have no idea why. Nursing, a lot of my friends did. My high school had like co-op programs, so there's like marketing, which honestly I should have done, but that's okay.
Yeah, my school had broadcasting. I don't know why I didn't do that.
And I don't know why I didn't do, but you know what? Because I've always been, I always did well academically, and I've always been creative. Like when growing up, I would do like video stars. My house was like the video star house, or we would like always. I had my own like talk show with my friend called the M&M Show because Maeve and Megan, and it was like it's just like so funny thinking about that now. Yeah. But I realized senior year when I did my school's news program that was like my way of my creative outlet. Because I've always been creative, but it wasn't like, oh, like I'm artistic, like I'm not good at like drawing, things like that, but I was really good at I loved like working with others, creating like things that, and I really like thrived off of that working environment. So I decided this was during my senior year, so I decided to apply to all my schools health science because I thought, oh, like this is just one of my hobbies. Like I'm going to do health science. I love nutrition. I still do, but I love nutrition. I was like, that's a good general like field. Like I'll do that for undergrad. Funny enough, I applied to Quinnipiac Health Science through the free application as well. Really? But I looked into schools that would have the alternative of maybe like a production or like a communications program just in case. So I always wanted that just in case. And then this was during the fall of my senior year when I just had started doing my school's media class. And as time went on, I realized, no, I should really be doing this in college. So I was kind of screwed over because it was January. You should have applied to all your colleges by now. And so I had to really like hone down on the colleges that had that backup plan for me, and Quinnipiac was one of them. For some reason, there was this big like bad aura around Quinnipiac from my high school for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why. Everyone was like, oh, Quinnipiac. All my friends, like, I don't know like what it was. I think a girl from my high school went here that made a bad rep. She ended up she's not here right now. She transferred out. But like you said, I toured and they were like, oh, like you've been accepted. So sorry to go back on my point. I applied here health science, and then when I decided I wouldn't want to do health science in college, I asked if I could change. I changed to comms, undecided. They put me in the 3+1 program. So when I decided to like come tour for Accepted Students Day, I was touring as a potential 3+1 student.
Okay.
And I was touring here, and I was like, wait, why do I really like this?
Yeah.
Like, why do I actually feel like a sense of like being at home? And like I'm really glad that I chose Quinnipiac. I still have those lost in the sauce like moments like we were talking about, like, oh, should I have chosen that alternate pathway? But I think there's so many ways that you can incorporate, like, we're only 21.
21.
But there's so many ways you can incorporate both. Like, you can do communications work for like some medical communications, medical marketing, things like that. And like, you don't have to have it all figured out. And I think I always constantly need that reassurance. And how I get reassured is going back to that senior year moment where I'm like, no, like I could not, like the passion I have and like I continue to have. So just a little background into why I chose comms. But that kind of covers like going from high school to college. But we can talk about those college moments, like next, kind of like navigating. I know we both are communication students, kind of picking our minors, like what we want to do our masters into. How we got to that point.
So definitely that's definitely another one big like lost in the sauce moment for me, because this semester was the first semester that like third year 3+1 students start taking their grad classes, and I'm in my first grad class now. And being most of the people in the sports journalism program undergrad in journalism, and my undergrad's in media studies, and granted my sports studies minor cross lists with a lot of journalism classes, and a lot of my electives I have decided to take journalism classes because that's a great, obviously, if your master's is in sports journalism, you want some journalism background. And I'm in Q30, like I do know like the basics of journalism pretty down packed, but it definitely still feels different, which obviously because I'm in a master's class, like I'm with kids that are actually like very good at this. And I do tend to doubt myself because I obviously like a lot of like communications kids get bad reps, and like I love the stuff that we do, and I do think personally it comes on kind of easy to me, but I also think that's because like I'm passionate about a lot of it, because like I talk to my nursing friends and they're like, we could never do the stuff that you do, because like they would just rather do anything else than sit and talk like we are right now, you know? So but right now and next semester I definitely am feeling it because of just the fact that I'm starting to take my grad classes. But like you said, like thinking back to like myself senior of high school, even my freshman year self, like I couldn't even imagine the things that I've done now, and like the norm of like what like being in Q30, because for some context, Maeve actually produced for this show as well, but I'm associate producer for Sports Pause, which is our on-campus show. It's kind of like Sports Center, but for Quinnipiac sports, and it's through our media organization, Q30 Television. But like producing, like being behind the scenes, knowing how to work a TriCaster, knowing how to literally just flat out produce a show is like something so insane that like I never would have thought like wanting to do that in the beginning. Like I thought I wanted to come in and like be a reporter, be on camera, and I did that. I tried beat reporting for softball and rugby. My cards dealt were not the greatest, but I still did it, and I realized that I didn't want to continue because it was like a huge commitment, and I did really enjoy it, but I wanted to try more things. I tried QBSN, Quinnipiac Broadcast Sports Network. I tried QBSN. I enjoyed it. It's what kind of led me into like the social media side of things when I would do multimedia, but still like I'm like spitting out so many things that I've done, and like then thinking back, I know
it's crazy to think about.
It's so crazy to think about like going back,
and it's like, only our set, like technically we're I mean now it's halfway through the first semester, but like we've only had 2 years of college, and to think about everything that like we've done, I think like what you're saying with testing things out is so important.
Yes.
Like you never have it figured out. Like there's like to feel like, even like I feel like we're always gonna feel a little bit lost in life, but like you have to like test out things that make you uncomfortable to like find out what you like, and you never know.
Trust, I was uncomfortable. Like I've raging anxiety. Like I'd rather do anything than put myself in a position where I'm uncomfortable or I'm gonna embarrass myself. But like not even that. It was just like looking back at it now, I'm like, wow, like I like really put myself out there, and I'm like really proud, and that's something you have to do. But something I also learned is that it's okay to then step away from those things, because I was petrified because I had started beat reporting for softball, and like softball is my sport. I love talking about it. I love doing it. I love watching it. But then I realized that like specifically doing it here with like everything else I had going on, because I also play club softball and I'm in like Q30 for other reasons as well. Like I couldn't fit it, but I was like, I have to do it. But you don't. Like I tried it out. I have the experience, and I found now my niche in like producing, which I never thought I would want to be behind the camera, but that's my favorite thing to do now. So
I feel like I struggled with that too. I feel like freshman year at the involvement fair, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Yeah. And I did get overwhelmed. Maddie knows. I freshman year, I was constantly doing random various things, because I was communications undecided, and I was like, oh, like clubs will help me figure out what I want to do. And a lot of comms, like the way you learn is through outside activities.
Yeah, Q30 I've learned so much. Yeah.
Like, I mean, we learned in our classes, obviously, but I feel like the bulk of what I've learned is through, like, the various clubs and activities I've done. But I had a lot on my plate freshman year. I was doing club field hockey. I was trying QBSN like you. I was trying Q30. I was trying I can't even.
Remember we were in AWSM?
Yes.
we were almost the president.
Yeah, like it's crazy to think back. It's crazy to think back on. But there was like so many things that I just tested out, and I ended up overcommitting myself. I'm a person who needs to be busy to thrive. I have ADD. Like I literally, like my friends know it. Like I'm constantly doing like I don't even know. Like like when I sit down to write, like update my LinkedIn, I'm like, oh, I forgot I like literally do this, or like when I'm sitting down, like my parents don't even know half the stuff I'm like involved in, because I know it's like crazy, because I just forget. Like I'm honestly don't do it for it's like good for my resume, but I'm just like, oh, I just want to like do this. And like my way of like being like productive, like when I'm trying to lock in on an assignment, I'll like my side like to like when I'm trying to do my homework, like to procrastinate, I'll just end up like doing some random other like club.
I find myself on Canva a lot. That's so, me procrastinating.
It's just like Canva. It's crazy. But going back, I just went on a whole spiel. But going back to what I was talking about with the feeling overcommitted with myself, I overcommitted myself. Sophomore year, I moved in early for my job through Quinnipiac for Quinnipiac Marketing and Communications, because I realized like with clubs and activities, it's nice to get all this work and experience, but I wanted to get obviously paid for something. Yeah, because
we do a lot.
Not to get, which I know that's a lot of it. Like there's a lot of unpaid internships. Basically, clubs are like internships, but I was like, oh, it'd be nice to get paid.
We do a lot of free promotion.
Yes,
we do a lot of glazing.
But sophomore year, I moved in early, and I was kind of sitting down with my free time, planning out my schedule, and I was like, I have no break for myself, like at all. And so I kind of felt so overwhelmed that I was like, I need to, like Maddie was like saying, like take a step back, which I know is hard. And so I ended up kind of taking a step back from Q30, like television completely, going from a producer role where I would be producing a show like Maddie does to nothing at all, because I was like, I don't even have time to just casually participate.
I remember you called me, and like it was pouring rain because you moved in the pouring rain. I remember you called me, and you were sitting in your living room, and you were just like showing me your schedule. I was like, holy crap, babe. Like this is not real.
Because in my head I was like, oh, I can balance it. I need to be busy to balance. If I have an hour free time, I won't do anything. Like, unless I have something to do, if that makes sense. But like I need to fill it with something. Like if I'm just sitting there, I can't relax. But it was to a point where it's like, no, I wouldn't even be in my room. College isn't about that. You're supposed to have like social life. You're supposed to have time for yourself. Like it's a lot. And I ended up taking a step back, which I'm so grateful I did, because that just opened up the doors for so many things. And honestly, I was doing the position just out of the fact that I got it.
Yeah.
And not because I don't want to go into news. There's a news position, a news producing position. And I just was like, I only did this because I kind of got the position. And like, not that I was talked into it. I was a little talked into it. No worries. But I was in that moment, like, this podcast is about feeling so lost. I was like, wow, like, this is going to be hard. I don't want to, like, have a bad rep for myself. But honestly, like, everyone's so understanding. Everyone was so understanding, and that was a really good decision, because then I could focus more on each of the clubs and my other clubs and activities, which were more helpful towards my future. Yeah. And, like, even my job and, like, just other things. I was starting a new club, sport club hockey. Yes. And there's just so many things, and I was like, I'm just so glad that I took a step back from that. But that was, like, probably going back to our initial question of feeling lost in college. That was probably the biggest moment of my 3 years at Quinnipiac so far, where I felt completely lost. Yeah. So can kind of move on from both of our long spiels. Yeah. All right. So kind of going to the next question: how do you usually cope or reset when you're getting these feelings of feeling uncertain about your path and things like that?
The best way I cope, honestly, is turning to my friends, which I know sounds like so cliche, but it's really helpful, like, having friends that aren't in my major, because it makes me, like, kind of, like, have a better perspective of, like, my life and, like, everyone else's lives around me, because it's, like, obviously it's nice being friends with, like, the people in my major and the people I'm in extracurriculars with, but sometimes, like, I get very overwhelmed, because, like, a lot of the times all they talk about is, like, sports journalism and, like, blah 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 blah, and, like, network LinkedIn, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's, like, and career fairs and whatever, which obviously have to discuss, great thing to, like, talk about and, like, work towards. But when that's, like, all I'm hearing, I just, like, I want to have that work-life balance, and I don't want to get, like, overwhelmed or overconsumed by all these things. So honestly, a way to cope is, like, talking to my friends, because they're, like, they hear the stuff I talk about, and they're like, oh my god, like, relax, like, it's okay. So that, and definitely my family too, it's the same thing. It's just a good restart to hear, like, a fresh perspective, rather than talking to people who also, like, think the same wavelength and are learning the same things in college. But
no, I definitely agree with that, because I think if you're leaning towards people, which is totally fine to lean towards people in your same major, same interest, but also you're gonna compare yourself when you do that and be like, oh, like, they're this far ahead in this, or like, there's just so much comparison in that, especially if you're in the same clubs, organizations. A lot of my roommates are actually in communications, but we're all different majors within the School of Comm, so I'm still lean to them as a resource. But also, like you were saying, my family, both my parents have an education background, so, like, they offer completely, like, neutral, like, perspective to things, so I can always lean on them. And just in general, like, they help talk like, through with me what I'm going through. But yeah, I feel like just talking it out is how I cope, because you can get lost in your own thoughts, and I feel like you only can handle so much on your own, and sometimes you just need to literally just talk it out, even if you're talking it out with yourself. So, like, sometimes I'll type on a doc, like I think I was mentioning previously before, like, I have, like, a running doc of just some things, some goals I have, like, things I want to do next year. But, like, physically talking it out is also just so helpful.
Yeah. Sticking, like, kind of on the same point, have you ever had, like, a big turning point or realization that helped you, like, see things differently regarding, like, your career path or just life?
Yeah, well, this will actually be one of our next episodes, but I think studying abroad. I studied abroad my sophomore year, or last year, my second year at Quinnipiac, and that just helped me realize that it's not that serious in a way. Like, not that my school there was fake, but it kind of was. Like, I was just traveling, and I realized, like, where I studied abroad, specifically in Spain, they work to live, not live to work. And, like, that just helped, like...
Wait, that was, like, crazy.
Life-changing.
Wait, that was life-changing.
No, I know. I was trying to, like, make sure I didn't say it backwards. When I studied abroad, I realized just the balance they have in Spain and in Europe in general is, like, they still have a social life. They still balance that time. Right. And I think that was a major turning point for me. I realized that I want to have a career. Yes, I want to have a career, but I also want to enjoy life. And, I want to work for a company that will give me opportunities to travel, give me opportunities to do, like, all these things. But also, I want to have a separate life from that. And I think that studying abroad was, which we'll get into in a later episode, but I think that was a big turning point for me, like, seeing things differently just in my life, even though I'm only 20, but, like, one of the big turning points, I'd say.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I wish, I don't know, like, studying abroad, I obviously will talk about this later, but studying abroad, I wish I could pull the plug and do it, but a whole semester is really daunting to me. But when it comes to, like, a turning point for me, I mean, it's ironic because I'm, like, going back to, like, something more work focused, but, like, my internship was kind of a turning point for me because it helped me realize, like another point of realization that there's so many other branches of the career there are, because during my internship, I mostly did photography, which I liked to, like, dabble in. Like, I would take pictures of my sister's high school softball team, and that I just did it for fun because I take it with, my sister got, like, a camera in, like, 5th grade, and it's, like, a Canon Rebel T6, like, or T7. Like, it's the generic, like, bad beginner camera, but, like, I learned, like, the exposure triangle, and, like, through TikTok. A lot of the photography stuff I learned through TikTok, and I learned I really enjoyed it. And then I was talking about it with my dad, and my dad was like my dad loved, and like you said, both your parents have education backgrounds. Both my parents are pharmacists, so it's, like, it's funny to see them, like, very, like, intrigued and, like, very supportive. It's very nice and reassuring that they're very supportive in what I do, because like, people, same obviously way. Communications at, like, bad rep, but and they are pharmacists, which is, like, I can't.
No, I get the quote all the time. It's like, oh, you're learning how to communicate? No. Like, maybe at some schools, but, like,
no, seriously, not here, no. Yeah, but he's very supportive in it, and he was like, I'll help you get a camera for a grad present. And I was like, that's awesome, because I really do want to go into that. But another part of my internship was the fact that it was a lot of, like, game operations, which I didn't realize I enjoyed, like, telling people what to do.
No, honestly, same.
It's very nice, and I guess I kind of realized that when I was producing, but also, like, we're associate producers and we have execs that also tell us what to do most of, but, like, game operations, like, that was fun, and, like, then that's what led me to take my sports management class. But yeah, no, that, like, was a turning point for me. And also it kind of gave me, like, a better idea of, like, how the network works, like, how networking and all that works, because, like, the guy, like, that was my internship boss, like, I had known of him because of, like, how small the baseball and softball, like, world is in New England, and then, like, he, like, has me connected with, like, the media outlet, or the third-party media service that he uses. So, like, that was a big turning point that I, like, finally kind of, like, got in the network, like, just a little bit, but I'm kind of there.
No, I had honestly a similar experience with my internship. So this summer not that I did an internship, just student internship, but for our program at Quinnipiac, we have to do an internship in order to graduate. Right, and so with studying abroad, it was kind of hard. Like, that was on the back burner, like, kind of bad for me to put that on the back burner. But I had this opportunity to be an intern for a state rep in my town. And so I was able to do the political side of communications, and I really enjoyed my internship. I went into the State House once a week, and I, like, worked with her. I went to all of these, like, various events, but it was kind of a major turning point in realizing I don't want to do this. So, like, I have a lot of those moments where I'm like, oh, like, I try something, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I talked about it earlier with the clubs and activities, like, doing more of the, like, Q30, like, that type of thing. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't want to do this, I'm dropping out of it. Which is, you have to, like, it's trial and error.
Yeah. But seriously, it's a lot of trial and error.
No, it really is. Because you don't know what you want. Like, you don't know what you want. I still am, like, figuring out trial and error. Like, even for next semester, like, I'm adding, like, new things. I'm dropping new things. Yeah. Like, it's just all part of the process. But
yeah.
We can move on to the next question, though. Let's see. Have you ever pretended to have?
What was it? Have you ever pretended to have things together when you really didn't? Like, right now?
Yeah, no, oh yeah, well,
Right
we're
now.
just laughing about this question, but the question was, have you ever pretended to have things together when you really didn't? And honestly, we both were just laughing because we're saying right now. I feel like right now is the most, like, non-put together I've been
Literal.
in college. I'm so serious.
Wait, I completely agree with you.
And I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's just the week and, like, the fact that, like, this whole week I've had impending doom, but, like, oh my god, yeah, I just feel all over the place, but, like, then...
I always do.
Yeah, but even, like, yesterday, or no, it was today, I was telling one of my roommates, Lauren, I was telling her, like, I was so stressed about everything I have to do for the last week. She's like, dude, you're so organized. Like, I think I'm more stressed about just the fact of, like, doing it. Like, it's not like I don't have it figured out. Like, I just, like, doing it makes me want to, like...
I have this weird... I used to not have, like, the weird feeling of, like, oh, it's, like, 2:00 and I have something at 4, like... Yeah. And now I feel like I have no time. When I have, like, 2 hours, like, yes. I'm like, oh, I have no time, like, and then I can't do anything because I'm so stressed about that one activity. And I've never felt that way until this semester.
Yes.
Maybe that's just because we're graduating.
Yeah, but that could be it. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, literally, yeah, that could be it.
Literally right now, but to answer that question, right now.
Right now.
Right now. Is there an area right now that you feel the most uncertain? Like, whether it be, like, specifically in school, relationships, career plans, like, one of those areas? All of the above?
The most uncertain? It, like, literally changes by the hour. Like,
honestly, same.
Mostly it's gonna be, like, career. Because, again, like, taking my first, like, grad class now, I don't know, maybe it's just the class that I'm taking now. It's kind of like a hard, because, you know, like, we're in classes, but, like, also the grad students aren't in it. Like, they didn't take this as their first grad class.
Yeah.
I think my issue is that the grad class I'm taking now is, like, a hard first grad class to take, if that makes sense. I really can't really speak honestly, like, truthfully, because it's my first grad class. Like, I don't know how hard the other ones are, but from what I'm feeling, I think it might be pretty difficult.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's, like, the career plans, because, like, I think I was also talking about this earlier, but next year I don't know what I'm doing if I want to, like, have an internship while in my grad year. Yeah. And right now it's, like, that in-between process of, like, oh, some summer internships are out right now, some aren't. Some people are posting for the fall, some aren't. So I think that's kind of where I'm at, like, feeling uncertain, but I need to use my, like, free time this week and next week and, like, start applying, because we just gotta apply. More trial and error.
For you.
Yeah. That's okay. No worries.
No worries.
No worries at all. I'll figure it out. That's what I say. For context, I have no housing next year. I don't know if I'm doing my master's online or in person.
Damn.
But that's okay. No worries. No worries. Going, speaking about the future, another question about the future.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
How has your idea of what you want to do after graduation changed since freshman year? We kind of touched on this, but, like, just to really, like, hone in on it for our
in case,
viewers.
Like, we sounded all over the place, because I know we have. My freshman year, I was like, I'm going to be on front of the camera. I'm going to be a sideline reporter. Like, I'm going to be the next Aaron Andrews, right? I've done a complete 180, which is so funny because I just think it's super ironic, and I now love producing. I love photography. I love, I don't know what else, but, like, I think the reason why it changed was because I didn't know that there were so many things I could do. Like, I didn't really, I had no idea.
There's so many things.
There's so many things. It's crazy. Like, there's an umbrella for an umbrella for an umbrella. And it's like, the producing thing really took me by surprise, because I did not think, I remember beat reporting, and, like, my least favorite thing was editing. And now it's like, that's all I do. And, like, not necessarily, like, it's not like I love it, but, like, I like it enough to, like, I'm passionate enough about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's definitely funny, because, like, I wanted to be in front of the camera my freshman year, and now I like being behind the camera. Like, I still think
honestly, there's so many opportunities with that, too.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like, I think our professor said it, I don't know if it's, it was in the class I had with you or the class after, but she was like, realistically, like, no one's going to be color, no one's going to be commentary. That goes to all the professional athletes.
Yes.
Like, you're going to get those jobs that are, even in front of the camera, like, with certain
because now
jobs in
all,
sports.
Like, professional athletes, like, are commentators. And I'm like, guys, like...
Yeah. But it's good to understand.
Yeah.
It's good to do it
for
in college to understand so that you can, like, support those roles, like, in different areas. But for me, I think I talked about my idea of changing. I just have gone more of the business route than the communications route, which I feel pretty strong in. I know that you said that a turning point for you was this summer doing your internship and like realizing you like that sports management side.
Yeah.
I kind of realized that too this year and last year, just through clubs and activities at Quinnipiac. I was able to start club women's hockey here with a few of my friends, and like running that and operating that, like I was thinking about it for applying when I was looking into applying for summer internships for this summer. A lot of them that were piquing my interest were more of the sports management side, and I was like, oh, I don't really have like that experience. But then I was like, no, I kind of I do. Because I was like,
actually have like a lot of that.
And I was like, wait, I'm fine, so it's okay. But that, I think not that I'm gonna like go completely like sports management side of things. But I would like to lean into that more, like less of sports media, more sports management, sports like business. Like I just honestly I've realized that I like to just like, not that this is a job title, but get things done and work together. Like I just need to do that. I need to work with people, and I need to like get things done and organize things. So whatever job is out there, if anyone's listening.
Yeah, no, I like working with people too. Like working on my own, like I mean I can do it, but like it's not like I like heavily rely on others. I just like collaborating. Yeah,
and I like leading. And not that I like to take control, but it's fun to like I don't know, it's fun to like to do this things.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I guess my idea has changed in the fact that I realized I just want to do that different role. But we'll see where I end up.
No worries.
No worries. That's my motto. No worries at all.
Moving on to the next one. What's one expectation you had about college that turned out to be completely wrong? That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's like a kind of more of our like root of like this being a college podcast.
Yeah.
Which we should go down. I think I didn't realize like this would sound so cliche. Like how fast.
Oh my god! I was just thinking about that the other day.
Because I find, like, the freshmen this year, I'm like, you guys are so little. Like, you have no, like... Yeah. But I'm only 2 years older. But, like, at the same time, it's been 2 years. Like, that's insane to me. So I think, like, I thought that, like, oh, college, 4 years, like, so much time. But honestly, like,
this is, like... I can't even believe how fast it's gone by.
It's crazy.
It makes me sick.
But I feel like...
That's a good one. It's so cliche, but it literally... It's for a reason. It's so true.
Going back to, like, our coping, I know we talked about that, how you cope. Do you think that social media makes you feel a lot more lost or less lost? Thinking about this podcast, hopefully it's helping people.
Yeah, hopefully it's helping people.
But I don't know if it's even helping me or if I'm just... As we move on, this is the first episode, it's fine.
Yeah. Social media, that's a good question. Yes and no. More so, yes, because going into it, like, I see a lot of people, like, I get a lot of videos on my For You page, and they're, like, Boston sports girlies, and they're, like slide up, like, let's connect on LinkedIn, and I'm like, wait, yes. And then we do that, but, like... The
inspiration, like, I get motivated from all these, like, edits, which is so bad. But it's, like, no, and then I'll see people who are, like, kind of not like us, but like being like, no, it's okay, like this is look what I'm doing, like I'm 25 and I switched career paths. I'm like 40, like, you know. No, I agree with you. And like I again, like back to the like umbrella for the umbrella thing, like there are so many careers that people do that I see on like TikTok, and I'm like, wow, like that's something I could do. And I don't know, it's just inspiring because it like reassures me that like there is this place for me, and like I'll be okay. And because then and you can get like inspiration from it for, like, even, like, internships. Like, people make, like, day in the life videos of, like, oh, day in the life of me at my internship for this. And I'm like, okay, I'd be interested in something like that. Like, it opens up the doors. I know, like,
for sure.
They're, like, just pulling moments, like, the best moments from, like, the clips of their day. But honestly, it does help because, like,
for sure,
there's only so much, like, word of mouth, like you can do.
Yeah.
And even with, like, not that LinkedIn is social media or Handshake is social media, but I honestly have been loving LinkedIn. Like, going back to, like, the summer internships, I was applying to this one summer internship. I haven't applied yet, but it's for the Boston Bruins Foundation, and I looked, and one of my LinkedIn connections, which is a girl I used to play hockey with, works for them. So I was able to reach out to her and then, like, talk to her about it. Yeah. So I just love that you're able to do that with social media.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's actually funny because one of my freshman year classes is Intro to Sports Studies. Actually, they made us, like, reach out to an alumni, and I reached out to an alumni. And she graduated. She was actually a producer of Bobcat Breakdown, which is the other sports show here, but she works for, like, news, and, like, we follow each other on Instagram, and she's verified, and, like, she likes my stories, and I'm like, wait, like, connections, like, yes. And, like, that's, like, you never know how valuable it is until, like,
I know, actually.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I thought, like, I'm so glad that Quinnipiac, like, specifically for the School of Comms, makes you get a LinkedIn, makes you start that, like, networking early, because I had my friends, not to throw any, like, shade out there or anything, but some of my friends, they go to a bigger school, and they just connected with me. They just got one.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, like, it's kind of cool that we have, like, already this, like, whole platform. Like, I have 500 connections, which is just, like, crazy to me. And I'm like, and I know others, like myself, like, love to just scroll through LinkedIn, see what other people are up to, and, like, that's how you find, like, opportunities. So it's really cool.
Yeah, but overall, I think social media made me feel less lost.
Yes.
Less lost, maybe a little intimidated, kind of. Because then I'm like, oh my god, these people already have jobs, blah, blah, but then I have to relax and be like, I'm still in school. Yeah. I am still in school. Like, I need to relax. But
no, actually.
I definitely think social media actually has helped, which is, I think, surprising.
No, it's good. That's why, and also going with that, I think, this is our next question, but I think feeling lost can be good sometimes.
I agree.
Because some people go into, which is totally fine, like, going into college, like, oh, I have this set career path, I have this, and feeling lost can open the doors to so many things.
Yeah, it forces you to try new things, which is so cliche. Like, a lot of the stuff we're saying is so cliche, but it is that way because it's true. Like, yeah, but
live to work, not work.
Oh my god, that quote's gonna stick with me for a while. Oh, that's so funny. This is a good one. Is there a time that you had a breaking point or burnout moment and learned something from it?
I already talked about my little breakdown sophomore year. That was one. I feel like every semester I kind of have, like, those moments.
Yeah.
Like, which are normal. Like, I just, like, kind of break down and I'm like, okay, like, I just need to realize, like, what's important to me. I don't need to be balancing all of these things. And I've, like, kind of, like, take that and then I reassess. And then for next semester, I'm like, I was debating doing our school's agency, which is a class where you, it's like a real life, like, advertising PR agency. Like, you have real life clients. And I was like, that could be a lot. But I looked over my schedule for next semester and I was like, you know what, I do have time. Yeah. And, like, I feel like sometimes I have those, like, breakdown moments like I was talking about, but it's just reassess. Yeah, no, seriously. They're good because anxiety is good.
Anxiety's good. Yeah, but definitely my freshman year I had one, like, when I was reporting for the softball team, because it was so bittersweet because I already talked about this, but I love doing it. I love the sport. I love watching it. I love all of it. But it was just the fact that, like, I was at that point doing too many things, which is the same thing that happened to you. Yeah. So it was good to learn that, like, that I don't have to be doing every single thing at every single second of the day. Yeah. But that was definitely that moment definitely taught me that it's okay to, like, step away from things.
I feel like that's like the theme of the episode. It's okay to step away from
it's okay. Like, whatever you're doing, it's fine.
Yeah. With that, do we have any more comments about anything else we want to tell the viewers? Like, we have 4 more episodes after this, so we'll be talking a lot more.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking to my beautiful roommate Kat, a little finance girly. Accounting girly, not finance. Sorry.
Both of them.
Both of it. Whatever.
Both of them. How about we end off with what's one thing right now that you're excited about for like the upcoming month, for the future? For the future year, like no time frame really, but
time frame. I'll do short term and long term. Short term, this weekend I'm going to Syracuse.
Okay.
But no, seriously, short term, I'm just excited for like all of my, and I know this sounds like kind of ironic because I was just complaining about it, but like all of like my projects and work to like actually be done with, because like I want to see myself make a final product, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then long term, I would say like I'm excited to like graduate.
Yes, honestly.
Yeah, I was actually talking to the girl that I want to she's an alumni. I played softball with her. She does photography. I was talking to her to do grad pictures, which is crazy. But what about you?
Short term, I would say I'm honestly excited to like start the application process like even though I'm like daunted by it.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm excited to start the application process and like really see what's out there, because I think a lot of when I was searching through like LinkedIn and stuff like that, they're like, oh, coming out November. So I'm excited for that.
Right, yeah.
And then I would say the same thing. I'm excited to graduate. I just feel like having that under my belt is like so relieving.
Yes. Yeah.
Just being done. Not being done, but like being done with the first step.
Achieving that.
Yeah,
yes.
Which is crazy to think about again. But I feel like it's a good way to end.
Yeah,
honestly,
I feel like
we should incorporate that in more episodes.
Yeah, facts.
Thank you guys for listening to Lost in the Sauce. We'll end it there, and we'll be back next week with more real conversations about figuring it out, whatever it is. This has been Maeve
and Maddie
signing off. See you guys next week.
See you next week.